Imagine your home without a vacuum. You're back in the 1800s. And your only weapon against the inevitable buildup of dirt is a broom and a prayer. If you really wanted to get fancy, you'd haul your heavy rugs outside once a year, drape them over a clothesline, and beat them with a stick until your arms gave out. It was dusty. It was exhausting. And frankly, it didn't work that well. Today, we take our sleek, cordless sticks and robot discs for granted. But the journey from the broom to the Roomba is a wild story of horse-drawn bellows, gasoline engines, and a janitor with an asthma problem. In the mid-19th century, inventors finally decided there had to be a better way. The first, carpet sweepers, appeared in the 1860s. These were manual gadgets that used spinning brushes to flick dirt into a box. They were okay for crumbs, but they couldn't touch deep-down grit. Then came the whirlwind, in 1869. This was the first manual vacuum, but it was a logistical nightmare. You had to hand crank a fan while simultaneously pushing it across the floor. It was basically a workout routine that happened to involve a rug. By the end of the century, things got bigger, literally. In 1901, British engineer Hubert Cecil Booth changed the game. Legend has it he saw a demonstration of a machine that blew air to move dust. He thought, why don't we suck it up instead? To test his theory, he put a handkerchief over a velvet chair and sucked on it with his mouth. When the underside of the cloth was black with soot, he knew he was onto something. Booth created the puffing billy. This wasn't something you kept in a closet. It was a massive, horse-drawn, bright red machine powered by a gasoline engine. It would park outside your house, and uniformed operators would feed long hoses through your windows to suck out the dust. It was loud. It scared the horses. And it was a massive status symbol. High society Londoners would host vacuum parties just to watch the machine work. Even the Royal Navy used them to clean the carpets for King Edward VII's coronation. But the puffing billy had a rival across the pond. David T. Kenny in America was building massive stationary vacuum systems for skyscrapers. Imagine a building where the vacuum was built into the walls, with plug-in ports in every room. Great for hotels, not so great for a 3-bedroom house. The leap to the portable vacuum we recognize today didn't come from a billionaire or a giant corporation. It came from James Spangler, a janitor in Ohio. Spangler suffered from asthma, and the dust kicked up by his carpet sweeper was killing him. In 1907, he tinkered together a contraption using a fan motor, a soapbox, a broom handle, and a pillowcase to catch the dirt. It worked. He called it the suction sweeper. Spangler didn't have the money to mass-produce it, so he sold the patent to his cousin's husband, a guy named William Hoover. Hoover was a leather goods manufacturer who saw that the age of the horse and carriage was ending. He needed a new product. He refined Spangler's design, added a metal casing, and started a door-to-door sales army. By 1919, hoovering became a verb. As electricity became standard in homes, the vacuum evolved. In the 1920s, the Model V by Airways sanitizer introduced the disposable paper bag. So you didn't have to empty a dusty cloth sack into your own face. The middle of the 20th century saw the rise of the canister vacuum and the Constellation by Hoover, which famously floated on its own exhaust air like a tiny hovercraft. These machines were heavy, chrome-plated symbols of the nuclear age future. But there was still a problem. As any vacuum owner knows, the more you use a bagged vacuum, the more the pores in the bag clog, and the suction dies. Enter James Dyson. In the late 70s, Dyson got frustrated with his vacuum losing power. He noticed how industrial sawmills used cyclones to separate sawdust from the air. He spent 5 years and over 5,000 prototypes building a miniature version for the home. It didn't need a bag, and it didn't lose suction. It took a while to catch on. But by the 90s, the bagless revolution had officially arrived. Fast forward to 1996, and Electrolux introduces the Trilobite, the first robotic vacuum. A few years later, in 2002, iRobot launches the Roomba, and suddenly, the vacuum was no longer a tool you pushed. It was a pet that lived under your couch. Today, we have vacuums with lasers that show you microscopic dust, cordless motors that spin faster than jet engines, and AI that can tell the difference between a rug and a piece of Lego. From horse-drawn carriages and handkerchiefs to robots that map your house. The history of the vacuum is really a history of our obsession with being clean. And our even bigger obsession with finding a way to do it without actually breaking a sweat. The next time you click that power button, just be glad you don't have to park a gasoline engine on your lawn. Thanks for watching.